Hello everyone, AmyR here with Prairie Paper and Ink, and a fairly quick and easy card using some elements from the Simon Says Stamp March 2018 card kit. I honestly had the hardest time deciding what to start with because there's two stamp sets, so many good things in this kit. I did an unboxing of it already. If you missed that, I will have a link to it in at the end of the video. So I used the Simon Says stitched rectangles wafer dies to die cut a couple of the pattern papers from the kit, and then I pulled out some distress watercolor paper and die cut that with another of the stitched rectangles. And then I stamped this rubber boot with the flowers image from the Showers and Flowers stamp set. And I stamped that onto the watercolor paper with Simon Says Intense Black ink. And then I used the little Hollyhock hybrid ink cube that comes in the set, and I stamped my sentiment with that, which for me is a little bit stepping outside the box because I either stamp sentiments in black or I heat emboss them. I don't know why I don't often stamp them in color. It's just a weird thing with me, but I was like, ooh, look at me stepping outside of the box. Like, I'm stamping a sentiment in color. I like how it turned out though. So after I'd stamped everything, I pulled out this little watercolor dot chart. Again, I've shown these in some other videos. I love that you can get these. They're only a few dollars, and they're Daniel Smith watercolors that have been squeezed out onto these pieces of watercolor paper, and you can see I'm just reactivating it with my water brush and then painting with them. And for those of us that are card makers, these dot charts can last a very long time. And they're also nice because it gives you a chance to really try them out, try different colors without having to go and buy the tubes, because tubes of Daniel Smith watercolors, if you are not aware, are quite pricey. They're definitely worth it, but it's quite an investment. So I love the dot charts, plus it's convenient. Like I have this little Debbie Hughes palette here, and I've got 18 colors just sitting right here that I can, grab from. So that's what I was doing with most of the image. I was just grabbing the colors with my watercolor brush and painting them on. And then for the boots, I decided to paint with the Tonic Aqua Shimmer pen. Again, comes in the kit, but I will have everything linked individually as well. And it works. You can watercolor with these. It's a little bit harder to control because the liquid in the brush wants to come out. It's also a little bit different in the sense that it's not water in just the brush, so the color kind of behaves differently, but I just wanted that sparkly effect, and it was so pretty. It does take a bit longer to dry when I'm adding so much, but after the pink area dried, I just went over all the dots with the Aqua pen just to give those that little extra bit of shimmer, but I didn't want them with any color. So I'm going to let everything dry. And then I just went in with the same colors and just kind of added a second layer to the rest of the image with my regular water brush this time, because I just wanted the boots to have that sparkle and that impact, and the rest of the image just to be, normal watercolor. So it always makes such a big difference just to add even just one more layer. It just gives it that extra something. So after I was done all of my watercoloring, I let everything dry. I turned on my flashlight on my phone so you guys can kind of see how sparkly those boots are. I would love sparkly rubber boots. I have good ones, but sparkly ones would be better. So I'm going to use one of the pre-folded cards that come in the kit. And I had a moment here and realized I was, had to move everything around because I didn't have it oriented right. So I could actually use my mini MISTI here to stamp this sentiment straight. I'm so used to top folding cards that, yeah, when it comes to side folding cards, I actually have to stop and think for a minute. So I lined up one of the sentiments from that same Showers and Flowers stamp set, and then I stamped on the inside of the card with that same intense black ink. So I've got that stamped, and then I'm going to trim down the same pattern papers I'm going to use on the front of the card, the little rain boots, which inspired this image, and this wood grain pattern paper. Again, these papers come in that kit. And after I had die cut them, there's still, fair bits of paper left over. So I just trimmed down the bottoms into two decent sized little strips so I can add those to the inside of the card so it's not just plain and boring. So I use my little Tim Holtz Tonic guillotine trimmer there. And then I'm going to adhere these strips onto the inside of the card with my tape runner. And any little bits that are kind of hanging over the edge here. I always like to, if I'm adhering anything up to the fold on the inside of my cards, I always like to start to close the card because you don't want to push that paper too far into the fold. Otherwise it makes it harder to open and close the card. So I use that to kind of guide where I'm going to place my pattern paper, and then anything left hanging over the edge, I just flip it over, trim that off with scissors. So the inside of the card is done, and then to finish off the outside of the card, I'm going to adhere those 2 pieces of pattern paper that I had die cut with the stitched rectangle dies, so they'd have that nice little stitching edge around the perimeter. So those I'm going to adhere flat, and I'm going to kind of adhere them on an angle, which again is, I always struggle with that. I like to put things in straight lines. It's just the way I am. So I adhere these on an angle, and for the main image, I'm going to cover the back of it with the Simon Says Stamp Big Mama foam tape roll. I've shown this in a bunch of videos. It's much thinner than the 3M Scotch foam tape that I normally use. It's about half as thick. So I like it for just giving it that little extra something, but it doesn't give it that, like a ton of, you know, height or anything. So it just gives it just enough. So I coated the back of that with the foam tape, peeled off the backing, and then I'm going to adhere this into place. And then I'm going to pair this with the little KHAKI wood grain envelope that also came in the kit, and I also ordered another pack of those because I think they're fabulous. And that finished off today's card. So just quick and easy and fun with, you know, that pop of sparkle on the boots. I will have links below the video to my blog post with links to all the supplies used and the kit and everything else. So you can check that out below if you're interested. Thank you all so much for watching and subscribing and thumbs upping and commenting on my videos. I will be back very soon with another one. Bye.